Welcome back to another fine episode of Dinner for Two, episode number 4. Today we're going to have some fun apps. We're going to have 2 apps, actually. We're going to do a Asian steak lettuce wrap. We're going to use thin cut T-bone steak, which is not that expensive. It's pretty inexpensive. $11.54 at my local supermarket for 2 thin sliced ones. I'm probably actually only going to use 1, so I could actually have 1 left over. And we're also going to do some beef sliders. I got a pound for a couple bucks, just a little tube. And we're going to do a nice portobello mushroom reduction with that. We're going to deglaze it with Coca-Cola. It's going to be so good. But it is Dinner for Two. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And let's a quick little breakdown of what's in our marinade. We have soy sauce. We have Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, whatever. I have a lisp. We also have brown sugar. What else do we have, guys? Give me a breakdown. A little cilantro, and we have some fresh garlic. Okay, so we're going to get this whipped up real quick, and we're going to take a little taste test. Now, guys, you work in a commercial kitchen, you're not going to use your fingers. You're cooking for your home, you're cooking for your family. You know, it is what it is. You're going to use your finger. Take your pinky, you dip it right in there, you give it a quick taste. Not too salty, not too sweet. Has a really good combination. I get the garlic in there. I'm getting the cilantro in there. I'm definitely getting the hoisin and everything else in here. The only thing personally that I feel that this is missing is ginger. Ginger is a great spice to use, especially in any Asian dish. So what we're going to do now is we'll have our marinade. We'll take our steak. Thin cut T-bone steak, not too expensive. I'm going to take both of these bad boys. And I'm going to get this in here. And I'm going to get it mixed in. The steak is in the marinade. Get that done. You know, you could do it 12 hours before. You could do it 6 hours, 24 hours. As of right now, I'm doing it maybe 20 minutes before. It's still going to be awesome. We're going to turn this and make a sauce out of this anyway. We're going to cook all the bacteria out from the rawness of the steak, and we're going to cook it up real quick. We'll make a little sauce out of it. So we're going to utilize everything in this dish. So we're going to put this to the side. I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it marinate for a little while. Caramelizing your onions is going to extract all the sugars and all the sweetness out of that onion into your mixture. So we're going to slowly cook the onions on low. We have a little bit of bacon fat in there. I'm going to toss a little bit of butter. And I'm going to let it do its magic. I'm not going to bother it. I'm going to mix it up a little bit while it's cooking so it doesn't burn. But other than that, I'm going to let it do its thing. These sliders are, you know, basically self-spoken. They're sliders. They're not going to be huge. I don't have a scale, but I'm thinking 3 ounces would be perfect. If you guys at home have a scale, then do so. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of know how it feels. We're also going to cook these nice and slow because burgers are going to retract. They're going to come together. They're going to be a smaller product. This is basically what our slider bun is going to, our slider meat is going to look like. Three ounces a piece, 3 sliders per person, total of 6 ounces. That's a lot of meat right there. You know, if you go to a restaurant and you order, you know, a regular portion size of protein is going to be anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces. So 3 ounces a piece, 3 sliders a piece. I think that's pretty generous. These onions are right there where you want them to be, guys. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add in the portobello mushroom. I'm going to put this beef aside. We'll finish this here in a minute. I'm going to add that portobello mushroom in. I'm going to show you exactly how I do the portobello mushroom. We're working with beef in this area, so we're going to get a new cutting board. We have our portobello mushroom. These are the gills and the portobello mushrooms. You don't want that. You don't want to eat that. It's you know, it's not going to kill you, but bitter taste to it. You don't want that. So it's pretty simple, guys. You take a spoon and you'll scrape the gills right out. Take your blade, come down, and give some quick chops, right quick. Nice and thin cuts. You don't want thickness. I prefer nice and thin. It's pretty, cooks faster, easier to work with. I'm also going to take a little bit more of the bacon fat, add that in. A little bit more butter. Add that in as well. Not much. Once again, scrape the bottom of your pan to get whatever's left over from the residue of bacon and get it all incorporated. I'm going to show you a nice clean pan. The reason why it's all clean, guys, is because all that flavor that was on the bottom of this is right now in your product. So we have the Coca-Cola, we have the mushrooms, we have the onions. Everything's going to reduce. It's going to bring out that sweetness. It's going to leave over a nice, you know, syrupy flavor. It's going to thicken it up as well, so we don't have to thicken it up with any cornstarch or anything, you know, any other ingredients. So, like I said, help me keep a look on this. So the steak has been marinating for probably maybe 15 minutes. I prefer a 24-hour marinade. You know, some people might like a 6-hour marinade or even a shorter period of time. The reason why I have a 15-minute marinade on it is because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like and what I put in that marinade. Quick breakdown of what I did for the new watchers. We have Worcestershire sauce, we have hoisin, we have sweet chili sauce, brown sugar, soy sauce, a little bit of fresh garlic and cilantro in there. Guys, we have hot oil in here, and this is liquid. So not to cause any fires or anything to jump up and bite you, hot oil wise, you want to kind of drip off a little of that excess marinade. Save this. We're going to reduce this a little bit and maybe use it as a little sauce if need be. So we have our steak cooking. I'm going to put this up a little bit. I really want a quick sear on it. Obviously, I put a cold steak into a hot oil. It's going to bring that temperature down. So we want to compensate, turn it up just a slight bit, and make sure you don't burn it. This pan is still not going anywhere. We're going to cook our burgers in this thing. Let's get the heat back on there. Throw a little bit more bacon fat in there. Get our burgers out, get them room temperature. We're going to cook those off here. Our beef we're going to cook for a few minutes. Also going to be medium rare. When you bite into that, it's going to have a nice little pink color to it. It's going to be perfect. That steak is coming out right now. That steak's going to go right onto our cutting board. Washed it off, make sure it's nice and sanitized, because we're going to let it rest. And we're going to cut it nice and thin. We're going to let these steaks rest a little bit. Food for thought. If you take a steak right off the fire and you cut right into it, it's going to bleed all over the place, okay? Let your meat rest for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Let those juices come together. Let it get sealed in there. We are rounding third plate right now, guys. We are just about done. We're going to slice our steaks. We're going to get these bad boys into a plate. We're going to clean up our area, let everything come together, and then we're going to plate up. And then you guys get to see the culinary adventure that you guys were with me today really unfold. I'm gonna leave one of these steaks whole. I don't need to cut both of them right now. You can see a little pinkness still in those steaks. Sear them hard, sear them fast. Lock in that flavor. Let it sit for a few minutes. Don't cut right into your food. Those burgers are going to come right off right now, guys. Burgers are ready. Steak is ready. Let's get these bad boys off. You know what? Couple more minutes. Don't forget, we're cooking those burgers in bacon fat. The flavor is coming at you all over the place. The flavor is coming at you with the mushrooms, the beef, even the butter leaf lettuce is going to have a nice subtle flavor to it. All these flavors are going to attack your taste buds, and it's just going to be a party. Guys, while we're finishing up, go to my YouTube channel, Jose Wojciechowski, sub, like, follow me. We do a lot of really fun things on these episodes. Some apps, some big time dinners, you know, and I take ideas. You know, it's all good. If you guys have something that you enjoy to eat overseas or in, you know, wherever you guys are, Wisconsin, Florida, Oklahoma, you know, what do you guys like to eat? Let me know. I'll do a little research on it and we can recreate it for you. Got a clean cutting board. We're gonna get these Hawaiian sweet rolls cut up. These sliders are going to come off. We're going to let them rest for a minute. And we are going to plate up, guys. Food for thought. These Hawaiian sweet rolls, if you do decide to do sliders and use Hawaiian sweet rolls, freeze them. They cut a lot easier when you do freeze these. Poland, how you guys doing out there? Green leaf lettuce, really flimsy, really thin. What I recommend you do is you take a small piece and a slightly larger piece, kind of double it up a little bit. It won't break up in your hands. It won't break up when you bite into it. So we're gonna have 3 sliders, and we're gonna have 3 steak wraps, Asian steak wraps. Also, if you do decide to purchase this butter leaf lettuce, you could slice off this little brown bruise right here. And this is a way to keep your lettuce longer. You could do it with romaine as well. But if you see this little brown bruise right here, it's considered a scab, to be honest with you. You slice that bad boy off, the scab, you open it up. What you can do is, you could put a little bit of water at the bottom. Pop your leaf lettuce or your romaine lettuce in any vessel, to be honest with you. That water at the bottom, and by you cutting that scab off, is going to keep that leaf lettuce really, really fresh. It won't go bad. Alright guys, we are right there. We're going to plate this up. Spaghetti bolognese, cook it really slow. Cook your ground beef really slow. Really cook all that oil and all that fat out. Even if it gets a little bit darker than you normally feel comfortable with, that's fine. And then, because that spaghetti sauce, as soon as you put that homemade marinara or store-bought marinara, as soon as you put that in with that meat's going to act like a sponge, because you cooked all of that liquid out of that meat. That meat's going to act like a sponge and going to soak in that bolognese, that red sauce. It's going to be that much better. Now we're going to pop a little garnish on top. You know, some carrots, some peppers, some sugar snap peas, whatever you have available, whatever you can afford. It will go a long way. Pop that right on top of your steak. Guys, if you have sour cream available, if you want to make your own little mixture up, then that's cool. If you have just regular straight up plain sour cream, you could do that as well. We're going to garnish it up with a little cilantro. Some green onions. Then we have one dish done. Moving on along to our sliders. You don't need any mayonnaise. You don't need any ketchup. If you want to make a nice little aioli sauce, do so. But these mushrooms, this mushroom reduction has so much liquid in there and so much sweetness that you really don't need anything else. You're going to want to pop that right on top. Matter of fact, we're going to put that bacon right on top. Almost forgot about it and nobody reminded me. I want to say thank you very much for tuning in, guys. This is episode 4, dinner for 2. My name is Jose Wojciechowski. Take a look at my YouTube channel, Jose Wojciechowski. I have a lot of cool, wonderful things. I want to say thank you very much for your patience and your time that you spent with me on this wonderful culinary adventure. Right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what we're going to be eating on tonight. Quick breakdown. We're going to have Asian steak wraps, sauteed steaks, marinated in some really nice Asian seasoning. And then we also have our beef sliders on Hawaiian sweet rolls with a portobello mushroom reduction right on top. Here's our sliders. We have our portobello mushroom reduction right on top. You can see that shine from that Coca-Cola that we reduce the mushrooms and the onions in. You can see all that syrup that was left over from the soda. We have a little slice of rendered bacon garnished with green onions and a banana pepper. And guys, don't get me wrong, if you want some mayo, if you want some ketchup, if you want to make a nice roasted garlic aioli, do so. Here we are with T-bone, thin sliced steak lettuce wraps, little sour cream on top, garnished with carrots, little red pepper in there, and some sugar snap peas. Marinated the steak in hoisin, soy sauce, pepper, salt, brown sugar, and these are just quick little appetizers, guys. If you're doing this at home, you can do this real quick. Quentin, you can have one if you want. Hold on one second.